sexually active couple where there's at least one vagina involved, the period sex chat will inevitably come up. Woohoo! Today I'm going to talk about why period sex is so stigmatized in our culture, the cases for period sex, the cases against period sex, and how to talk to your partner about it. Alright, let's go! You've already heard me say before that our culture is loaded with body shame and shame associated to bodily functions. This is no exception. But beside this weird thing that our culture sadistically gets off to, there's another tribunal force that comes in when it comes to menstruation. Any guesses? Okay, time's up. Okay, class, open up your Bible to page Leviticus 20:18. But Lacey, that's not a Bible. Shh. Girl, just let it happen. Leviticus 20:18 reads, if a man lies with a woman during her sickness and uncovers her nakedness, he's exposed her flow, and she has uncovered the flow of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off from their people. Shit. Just as the Bible brought the prohibition of anal sex between two men, so too has it brought the prohibition of sex with a woman when she's menstruating. And because the Bible does have such an influence on mainstream culture, combined with the media and its tradition of body shaming, plus all this misinformation which creates an ew factor, a taboo is born. So, what are some of the reasons that people cite against period sex? I think the biggest one is that it's messy, and this is true, but there are lots of ways around this. First off, I wanted to tell you something that's really cool that the woman's body will do. When she becomes aroused, for a lot of women, the blood flow will slow or stop completely. It's like her body knows, oh shit, she's getting jiggy. So here are some remedial things that you can do. Or you can use these cool little products. This is called Instead, and you can get them at the drugstore, and you just put these up around the cervix and it will catch anything that comes out. Another argument against period sex is that there's a higher risk of STDs, and this is actually true because the cervix dilates, it's easier for bacteria and viruses to go back and forth. If you and your partner haven't been tested for each other and or you're not in a monogamous relationship, then condoms will be essential. Some people are really averse to the idea of blood, and some women are just uncomfortable with the idea of having someone all up in their biz when they're menstruating. Here are a few of the arguments in favor of period sex. 1. Comfort with period sex means that you have a whole nother week in the month that you can get funky. 2. During a woman's period, her pelvic region is already engorged with blood. This means a few things. For one thing, you have a head start on arousal. 2. It's easier to please her. And 3. Because it's super sensitive, it feels amazing. And she'll probably be extra happy because orgasms help to relieve many symptoms of menstruation. It can help soothe moodiness and irritability, and it can also help to relieve cramps. On an emotional level, the willingness to have sex with her on her period represents a comfort and familiarity with the female body and its reproductive functions. Many women value maturity and accepting attitudes about their bodies in a partner. Here are some conversation starters that you can use, though I wouldn't recommend talking about this where you normally have sex, but not necessarily where you're eating dinner either. I mean, unless you're into that. So I really enjoy having sex with you, but I'm about to start my period. Are you comfortable with that? I really like having sex on my period. Is that something that you'd be into? Something like that. Having an open and respectful conversations about it is really important. And while you may be hoping for one answer, be prepared to hear another. If your partner doesn't want to, then that's their choice, and their choice should be respected. However, if it's something that's really important to you, and believe me, you're not alone, then it might be useful to talk about attitudes about it or alternatives to it, or in some cases, you might deem it appropriate to find somebody that you're more sexually compatible with. All right, everyone, I'd like to extend an invitation for everybody to share their personal experiences, thoughts, or opinions in the comments. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.
Peace be everyone. Except your mom. Oh.
What?